Essential Poker Concepts, A Beginner's Guide to No Limit Hold'em by Jonathan Little is an in-depth resource that introduces key strategies and concepts for players looking to improve their No Limit Hold'em game. Aimed at beginners and intermediate players, the book provides a strong foundation of poker knowledge that can be applied in real-world scenarios to make more profitable decisions. Little emphasizes that success in poker is not only about making the right decisions in individual hands but about understanding the core concepts that will guide decision-making over the long term. The book presents these ideas in a structured, easy-to-understand format, making complex strategies accessible to players of all levels. The book opens with a focus on the fundamental concept of value and equity. Little explains that one of the most important aspects of poker is learning how to assess whether your hand has positive equity, the likelihood of winning compared to the size of the pot. He breaks down the idea of value betting and how to use it to maximize winnings. Little teaches readers how to determine the best times to bet for value, as well as when to avoid betting, either because the pot odds aren't favorable or because their hand doesn't have the equity to justify the risk. Equally important, he addresses the concept of folding, which is often difficult for beginners. Little explains that knowing when to fold is just as crucial as knowing when to bet, as many players lose money by continuing with weak hands that cannot win in the long run. A key strategy that Little discusses is understanding positional play. He emphasizes that the position you occupy at the table plays a critical role in determining how you should approach a hand. Players in late position have the advantage of seeing how the rest of the table acts before making a decision, which gives them valuable information about the strength of opponents' hands. Little teaches how to adjust one's playing style based on position, advising a tighter, more conservative strategy in early positions and a looser, more aggressive approach in late positions. By understanding position and adjusting one's hand range accordingly, players can make more profitable decisions, increasing their chances of winning pots. The book also goes into the crucial concept of bet sizing and its impact on the game. Little explains how varying the size of bets based on factors like hand strength, opponent tendencies, and the texture of the board can improve decision-making. He teaches the reader how to adjust bet sizes for value bets and bluffs, helping them extract more value from strong hands and minimize losses when their hand is weak. For example, Little explains how to make larger bets when holding strong hands to build the pot, and smaller bets when you need to control the pot size, especially when your hand is vulnerable. Bet sizing is an essential skill that, when used correctly, allows players to apply pressure on opponents and make it more difficult for them to read your hand. A significant portion of the book is dedicated to analyzing opponents and adjusting to their play styles. Little discusses how to observe and identify the tendencies of different types of players, tight, loose, aggressive, passive, and how to adjust your strategy to counter each type. For example, against a tight player who plays only premium hands, Little advises loosening up and trying to steal pots more often, while against a loose player who plays a wide range of hands, a tighter approach is more effective. He stresses that understanding an opponent's tendencies gives players the ability to make more informed decisions, especially when determining whether to bet, call, or raise. Recognizing the patterns of opponents is a critical aspect of becoming a successful poker player, and Little teaches how to use this information to exploit weaknesses and make profitable plays. Another important concept discussed in the book is the role of ranges in decision-making. Little explains that rather than focusing solely on the strength of your own hand, successful players must consider the range of hands their opponents might be holding. By building a range for each opponent based on their actions, pre-flop betting, post-flop decisions, etc., you can make better calls, raises, and folds. This approach allows players to put their opponents on a more accurate hand range, helping to decide if a bet is worth calling or if it's better to fold. The ability to accurately assess ranges is a skill that develops over time and is essential for consistently making profitable decisions. One of the book's standout features is its focus on mental discipline. Little recognizes that poker is as much a mental game as it is a strategic one, and he places great importance on emotional control. Tilt, playing emotionally after a bad beat or a series of losses, can cause players to make impulsive, irrational decisions that lead to significant losses. Little stresses the importance of staying calm and focused, no matter the situation at the table. He offers advice on how to avoid tilt, maintain discipline, and avoid playing recklessly when emotions are running high. Staying patient and sticking to a solid strategy are key factors in poker success, and Little emphasizes how to develop these mental habits to avoid emotional traps. The concept of bankroll management also plays a critical role in the book. Little highlights that one of the most common mistakes among new players is not properly managing their bankroll, which can lead to unnecessary risk and eventual busting out of the game. He recommends using a conservative approach to bankroll management, advising players to have enough money set aside to weather downswings and avoid making reckless decisions that could jeopardize their entire bankroll. Little explains that proper bankroll management helps players stay in the game long enough to improve and capitalize on opportunities over time. It allows for emotional stability and encourages a more thoughtful approach to risk. Throughout the book, Little also discusses the importance of studying and continually improving as a poker player. While the book provides a comprehensive framework for understanding poker strategy, Little encourages players to keep learning and practicing. He suggests reviewing hands, analyzing mistakes, and constantly seeking ways to refine one's skills. Poker is a game of continuous improvement, and Little stresses that success comes not from mastering a few strategies, but from constantly adapting and evolving as a player. By continuing to study the game and improve, players can increase their chances of moving up stakes and becoming consistently profitable. In conclusion, Essential Poker Concepts offers a thorough and accessible introduction to no-limit hold'em poker. Jonathan Little provides readers with a structured, practical approach to understanding the key concepts that drive successful poker play, including value betting, equity, position, bet sizing, reading opponents, and mental discipline. The book is designed to build a strong foundation for new and intermediate players, teaching them how to make more profitable decisions and improve their overall poker strategy. By focusing on the fundamentals and offering actionable advice, Essential Poker Concepts is an invaluable resource for players looking to take their game to the next level.